People don't think that about 401ks.
Yeah.
Just like people who own properties free and clear, that's the worst thing to do, because you could take that money and you can wind up parlaying it into 2 or 3 properties. You know, if we're
Yes,
doing
sir.
an investment podcast, that's what I'm talking about. Like cash, like having your houses paid off, it's like a concrete piggy bank. Your money's stuck in there. What does it do for you? Nothing to go and make it more money. Then people say, well, what does it cost? No. What does it make you? Right? Would you rather buy one property 100%, or would you rather have mortgages on 3 properties? I know me, I'd rather have 3.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the 3rd largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds. If you've watched me before, if I had the pleasure of being the host that you watch, you know what I'm about to say. I'm excited to be here. Excited about my guests. My guests always have a way of just getting me fired up, getting me focused, because they have so much wealth of knowledge and nuggets that they give. A lot of times I have to hold them back a little bit, say, wait a minute, we want all this to translate into podcast. And this guy's so different because he has a wealth of knowledge. He's serious about what he does. I quoted him here. This gentleman is a creative financial specialist. So listen, if you need a creative way to find cash flow, this is your man. And I'm so happy that he gets to talk to you about it. So I'd like to introduce you guys to Mr. Matthew Victoria. Mr. Matthew, how you doing, sir?
I am excellent. Thank you for having me on today.
Absolutely, man. Did I frame you well? I didn't try to oversell. We're not gonna underdeliver. I mean, what I said is who you are, correct?
That is correct. Yes, you did it very good. So I appreciate that. I've been called a lot worse, so thank you for that.
Look. Like I don't have the beep machine on me, so I don't want to start calling you all those things. We gonna keep it professional. We gonna keep it cordial, But no, man. Listen, I'm glad we can laugh, but I'm serious, man. I'm excited to just see things through your lens. You have a wealth of knowledge you can give to people, and so. Be honest with you, man. I want to dive in, Mr. Matthew. I want you to tell people, kind of immerse us into your world. Tell us the things you are involved in, what's your main focus. If you want to tell us a little bit about how you got into the space that you're in, I would love to hear that. And also tell us what markets you're operating in. But the floor is yours, Mr. Matthew.
Sure. I appreciate it. And thank you again. So I've been doing mortgages since 2012. And like the tagline says, I'm a creative financial specialist. I really want to put on my business card, I get shit done, but I just haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah.
Somebody said, hey, that's one to use. So I was like, oh, I like that. But, I've been doing this since then. But prior to that, my first life, I was a mechanic. So I actually fixed construction equipment out on the job sites. So I was out by myself. I didn't have a shop. I didn't have a team. I basically had to figure out things for myself. So my scientific method and my logic process got honed very well, because I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
So it was me and a phone. And back then, like you're talking about the early 2000s, like cell phones weren't even that good back then, So yeah. I was lucky when they worked.
Yeah.
And then my next life, my family had a bridal magazine. So I wound up actually doing sales and advertising for that. So that gave me my next piece, which is sales and marketing, right? So when you put scientific method together with sales and marketing, it kind of creates the perfect opportunity for what it set me up for next, which was doing this. And I was refinancing my house at the time. My mother had passed away, and the internet just came in and just clobbered print magazines.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
So at that point, I said, all right, I think it's time for a change. And I was like, well, I definitely don't want to go work a job, being a 9 to 5 behind a desk. It's just not me. And everyone's cut differently. So for some people work, like my wife, it works for her. She can't do what I do. She told me that. She's like, absolutely no way I couldn't deal with that crap. And for me, I say the same thing about what she does. So that's why we're different. And so I was thinking about getting my real estate license. And then I figured out I really don't want to drive people around every day and show them houses and deal with all of that. So I used to have to chase people to get paid for the magazine ads. And I said, well, wait a minute. I was refinancing my house at the time. So I said, well, if I do a mortgage, people have to give me their documents. Like they need me. So it now becomes a bit of a different relationship.
Yeah.
So that's when I wound up getting my license. Right. And Sandy hit back in August, I think, or September of 12. So I wound up getting my license in November or December of 12. So it kind of parlayed me into all of this. So, but I like being a creative person because with mortgages, I deal with primary residences, I deal with second residences, and I deal with investment properties. And a lot of times, and I do commercial loans too. So a lot of it kind of intersects and crosses over with each other.
Yeah.
Because sometimes somebody needs to take a loan out on their primary to go and buy their investment property. Or they may need to take a loan out on their investment property to go and buy a commercial property, like a mixed use property. So they cross over so much, or sometimes people just don't know what they want. And then I got to help them figure it out. Like I had one guy who he had bad credit. His wife made the money, but his wife had good credit, but she didn't make much money. So he was having a baby. So I said, well, wait a minute, you want to buy a house, but you don't have the income. So we can't use you to get what you want. So what we wound up doing was we bought a small condo in not such a great neighborhood because at a 1-year-old, they're not worrying about school systems, right? So we wound up buying a small condo, and then that was going to turn into a rental property, which now made him an investor, right? So crossover.
Yes, sir.
And then they were going to buy their house that they wanted, which was going to be their new primary. So now they wound up having 2 houses at that point instead of just the one. So it's figuring out what do you have, what do you want, and how do we get there? Like if you've ever read The Alchemist, right? The journey's there, or the destination's there, but sometimes the journey changes a lot. So it's not always A to B. Sometimes it's A to E, and we need B, C, and D to figure out how to get there. It could be 2 or 3, 4 steps.
Yeah. Yeah. So listen, man, I hear you. I hear your process, and it makes total sense when you said science, sales, and marketing. It makes total sense why that has crafted you to be the creative financial specialist that you are, because I see it. I see you running in place. I see the systems that you're putting in place, and I see the service that you're providing for your clients. You're going to find a way for them to get what they need. It's just all about being creative. And that's what make you who you are, man. And I appreciate it. And I know, you make it sound easy, but I know it's not always easy, especially in this climate. So what's been the key to keeping that machine running smoothly?
Well, you need good systems and operations, without that, like everyone thinks it's all about rates and it's really not, because think about it this way, right? You have speed, you have quality, and you have cost, right? So pick the 2 that are most important. Right? If everything's going to be about cost, you're going to wind up giving up someplace else, whether it's going to be speed or quality. So for me, I'd rather be about quality and speed. So then your cost factor comes in. So it all depends on what's different for people. But for me, it's about having the right processes, because most people get bottlenecked somewhere. Oh, the loan's taking 60 days. It's still not closed yet. Like, we get tons of people that are calling us up for loans that they need bailouts on because the other lender took too long. Maybe they missed something. Maybe there's a lack of communication. Like, working with some of the big places, like, like the internet companies that are out there, it's like, if you call up there first, you're not going to get them on the weekends.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I answer my phone 7 days a week because this is all that I do, right? And then every time you call, you get a different person. You ever try calling up for service on your laptop when you had a problem with it? It's not the easiest thing in the world. It's the same kind of thing, and they go by flow charts, right? I don't have a flow chart. I know a lot of the guidelines in my head, so that's why for me, it's like I'm your therapist or your attorney. The more information I have, the better I can help you, and the better I can figure out a solution for what it is that you want. Like, I ask people, do you want to own investment properties? What do you want to do? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Well, we have to kind of figure out what's your time frame. What kind of money do you have access to? People don't think that about 401ks. Just like people who own properties free and clear, that's the worst thing to do, because you could take that money and you can wind up parlaying it into 2 or 3 properties. If we're doing an investment podcast, that's what I'm talking about. Like, cash, like having your houses paid off, it's like a concrete piggy bank. Your money's stuck in there. What does it do for you? Nothing to go and make it more money. Then people say, well, what does it cost? No. What does it make you? Right? Would you rather buy one property 100%, or would you rather have mortgages on 3 properties? I know me, I'd rather have 3.
No, man, I love everything you're saying. Concrete piggy bank. I put that down. Never heard that before. So if you see me and I've dropped my head, this is because I'm writing down these nuggets that you drop in these quotables. And so I love it, man. I love the way your brain works. I love the way you talk about processing. And I kind of want to go here because, we talk about the success, and you're successful at what you do. You got it nailed down. But there's also a journey, a process to success. So I kind of want to appeal to your scientific mind, because like, then you got to prove your theory, right? You got to work this thing out to make sure you got an ironclad system that you can run. And so I want to talk to you about the process to get to success. Because people that's watching, they're at, different journeys within their walk in this real estate, space. And so there are moments when things get real, right? When deals go sideways, there are times when we have to pivot fast. And so I would love, because you are an analytical guy, that you can show people sometimes the process it takes to get to success, overcoming adversity, overcoming trials. So I would love if you could speak to that for a little bit.
Well, the first thing is that when you have a problem, you deal with it, right? Most people don't. If you've ever, like, I went and saw, I think 2015 I saw Tony Robbins, and I went to Unleash the Power Within. It was at the Sea Caucus at the convention center. So it was on one level. The guy was literally 20 feet away from me. He's got these huge hands, like, he's a big guy. And what he talked about was execution. But what he also talked about was always checking back in on your progress. Like, a lot of people never check in, right? So it's like, all right, well, I did this. Okay, well, what was my result? Did it work? Do I need to tweak? Because think about an airplane, right? An airplane takes off from New York, right? They have to keep readjusting their course. Otherwise, if they don't, they're going to end up in Alaska someplace. So a lot of it is always looking at what you're doing and figuring out, like, tweaking along the way. And mistakes happen, but as long as a mistake is a learning opportunity for you, then it's never really a mistake.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Absolutely. I love that. I love the airplane analogy. One of my favorite books is Atomic Habits. Not sure if you heard of it, but Atomic Habits by James Clear. And he talks about, like, just like you talked about the airplane, putting in your coordinates, right? Knowing where your goal is, where your destination, where you're trying to go, and putting in the right coordinates. Because if you don't keep, like you said, readjusting or making sure you're on course, just the slightest degree off, like you said, I have you in Alaska, Hawaii, have you in Dubai. Like, you got to
It
make
might be a
sure
place you want to go to, but it definitely wouldn't be the place you were trying to go to.
and listen that part. Listen, once we get there, we can make some stuff happen. But like you said, that ain't where I was trying to end up. And so I love it, man.
Exactly.
I love it. You know, it's all about being. Like, you talked about systems, like running the right system, being focused on where your destination, where you're trying to go. And so I'm glad you spoke to this, because this is what separates people that from just dabble from people that's in it for the long term, that gets to the destination. That yes, success, we're going to get to success, but making sure the process, checking your systems, checking the coordinates, making sure all that is in play. That way you can get to where you're trying to go. And so I love it,
Well,
man.
the funny
Yeah.
thing is that systems translate to, it doesn't matter what you do, right? Like, I do mortgages. We're talking to people who are investors, whether you're a flipper, whether you're a wholesaler, whatever it is that you're doing, whether, you're buying notes and selling notes, it doesn't make a difference. Whether you're a realtor, anything like that. If you don't have systems and processes, you're never going to be able to scale, because you have a ceiling, right? And just like people who are like a contractor, right? Or whatever it is that they do. If they're doing all the work themselves, they have a ceiling, because you can only have so much time. It's like Robert Kiyosaki, right? If you ever look at the quadrant that he has, the quadrant is, the left side is a business owner, the right side is a worker, right? So somebody who's self-employed still trades their time for money.
Yep.
Right. So when you're a business owner, you trade money for time. So that means offloading the things that you don't want to do, right? It means having VAs. It means having an administrative assistant, whatever it is that can help you to scale, right? And take off the things that don't make you money. That's the stuff that you get rid of and give to somebody else. So that's what they do here. We have VAs. We have a fantastic processor. We just hired a business development manager. So this way they do all the things that don't make us money, which for me, working on my loan doesn't make me money. Getting loans and doing things like this is what makes me money.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do that part of the process.
Mm. Nah, man, you're hitting the nail on the head. I wish I would have wrote down, just like talking to people like you. You just pick up on stuff that people said. And I was talking to a very successful guy, and he said you delegate to elevate, and that's exactly what you just described. You delegate. You let people take care of a part that they can take care of. That way you can take care of the part you need to take care of, which elevates your viewpoint, your level of thinking, and it will elevate the business to success. And so I hear you loud and
So
clear, man.
somebody gave me this one.
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt. Somebody gave me this one, and I'll give it to you. You write small checks to cash big checks.
Ooh.
The
Yep.
small checks are the
Write that down.
things you pay people to do, right? If your hourly rate is $200 an hour and you're doing work that's $20 an hour work, well, that's not a good use of your time. So you write the small checks. And this is something people have trouble doing because they want to control everything themselves, or nobody does it as good as me. They don't have to do it as good as you. They just have to do it well.
Part.
Right?
That part.
There is no such thing as perfection. Perfection only exists in your mind, and that's it. I tell my wife, there is no such thing as perfect. As long as it's done well enough for you. And if it's not, then you have to either retrain them or get rid of them and get somebody else who's the right fit that'll take pride in it and do it. So it's those small checks. If you want to get to the next level, that's what it is. You have to delegate and you have to offload. If you don't, you're just going to hit your ceiling, and that's going to be it.
Man, you hit the nail on the head. Delegate, automate, or eliminate. That's what it boils down to. So no, I hear you for sure. So listen, let me ask you this: what are you guys most focused on scaling or solving next? Like, what's the next real goal?
Well, like I said, we hired a business development person to get us in front of more people. The systems are automated. Like we just cleared a loan in like 4 or 5 days, which is unheard of in the mortgage business. So then at that point we have to wait because it's legally it's 10 days you can close a loan. So now we're just sitting around waiting. So all of those processes have been automated, but now it's cleaning it up. Sometimes there's a bottleneck someplace, so the workflow gets tweaked. But right now it was hiring that person. And now that he and I teamed up together, we can now go out and build the team bigger because I handle the team and he handles the development opportunities, get in front of more people. So now we can scale and bring in more business.
Listen, man, I love it, sir. I love what you're doing. I love the team that you're building. I love the divide and conquer, but also the partnership together. And I guess that's briefly what I want to talk about is relationships, right? Because everything I'm hearing you saying, you understand the value of not doing everything yourself, right? Making sure that you have a good team in place. And that's what you are. You handle the team. You are in charge of people. So listen, when it comes to building relationships and growing your network, what's made the biggest difference for you?
Um, for me, when I meet people, I try to ask them 3 questions. Who are you? What do you do? And how can I help you?
Hmm.
So I try to focus on the how can I help you part. So, and then it's finding out how can I help them? Well, then when I do ask the next person, well, are they a good introduction for each other? For me, I also try to ask my clients, like, hey, who's a good person? Because some of them are self-employed. I ask them, obviously part of it is finding out what they do. Oh, hey, you're an electrician. Can you use an introduction to a contractor or to an architect or somebody else? So for me, I try to develop that part of it. Just like I started my own networking group. In 6 months, we grew to 30 members. It's a Latip group, so it's like BNI. And then we just started a divorce group 4 months ago, and we're already at 15 members on the divorce group too. So
Just you again, you know the value of building a team, building a group, putting people together. We're better when we do it together, And so, I tell people all the time, relationships is everything. No one person is an island, and so I love it, man. I love
I
everything you're
say that all
building.
the time.
Yeah, are you serious? See, yeah, see, boom,
I do.
there you go.
No,
Yep.
no man is an island unto himself because you can't do everything yourself, nor should you. That's the other thing is you shouldn't do everything yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The team is there for a reason. And it's like, there was an example somebody said at a seminar I went to a long time ago. He's like, well, I was trying to get this appointment with this doctor, and somebody else like, no, I got an appointment with them. He's like, well, did you make it with the doctor? No, I made it with the receptionist, but she's part of the doctor's team, right? So it's making sure that the people you deal with know that the team are an extension of yourself.
Mm, 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 mm. That was so good, man. That was loaded full of nuggets. I hope everybody got that. I hope everybody got that. That was good. I can't even. It would take me too long to explain the nuance of what you just said. I hope those that got it because that makes so much sense. Because sometimes people try to leapfrog people without realizing their importance of connecting with that person. Because if you connect with that person can connect you with their system, their team, their inner circle. So really focusing on the relationship that's right in front of you is gold. And so, oh man, yeah, so well said, sir.
Well,
I
it's the one
appreciate you, man.
handoff. Like Pam is our processor, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, I tell my client, hey, by the way, Pam's going to be taking it from here. She's the next step. But I talk to her all the time. So she's part of the team. So anything that you need, you can either ask her or you can come back to me.
Mm. I love it. I love it. Now, man, this has been good. This has been great content, good nuggets. Listen, man, listen. Before we wrap, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach out to you, sir?
Well, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. It's Match Your Mortgage Guy, 2 T's. My cell phone's 908-296-8904. You can call me, text me. Being in sales, we always pick up phone numbers we don't know. That's just the way that goes. And I do a whole big different thing. So, residential mortgages for primary, for second homes, investment properties, renovation loans, 203Ks, VA, whatever it is. If it's a loan, we can do it. And like I said, they tie together between primary and investment properties.
Yeah. Well, there he is, Mr. Matthew Victoria, sir. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your story. Thank you for your perspective. Thank you for the nuggets. Thank you for the one-liners. In which you can see my paper. I got all kind of quotes, this and then quotes. So, yeah, man, I appreciate you coming through, man, and bringing so much value to the platform, sir.
Well, thank you. I appreciate having me. So I always love doing things like this with great people. So you
Yeah.
got a great energy about yourself too, bro. So I
Man,
appreciate it.
I appreciate that. I really, really, really appreciate that, sir. So thank you again, man. And everyone else, listen, y'all got the value. Y'all heard Mr. Matthew. Y'all know we're gonna continue just to bring on amazing people just like him. So just go ahead and subscribe. That way, when the alert go off, you can just come in and check us out. So, Mr. Matthew, I thank you so much. And to everyone else, we will see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.